We're back with my noise outside. It's so noisy you wouldn't even hear it. It looks like we're okay. And if we are okay, I mean, we're in my apartment, but at the end of the day, it's great to have new headphones, no wire, cutting out all the noise from the outside. It makes it sound sometimes a little like when I speak. Now, it doesn't happen on the video when they sing, but it cuts out the noise element from outside in the street that a lot of people were saying. I could hear the drills, I could hear this. Some people are really sensitive who watch my videos. God, they're so sensitive. And they have to make a negative comment. So for those negative people, I have bought these and invested in them. And if now you say, well, if the microphone isn't right, it's because the microphone I'm using is from the headphones. Cuts out the sound. It sounds like more intimate, I feel, like we're in a booth, which is a room, a soundproof room where we can only hear each other and the outside world is cut off. And that's what I am delighted about. Even when my dog barks, it doesn't come on the video. Nothing disturbs the quality of what I have to say and the performance of the artist I wish to feature. Today's artist, Bananarama, the 80s, Nathan Jones. And for those from the 80s and for those in 2025 who didn't realize this, go back even further in the music catalogue of the Supremes, because this, believe it or not, everybody, was a Supreme song. Nathan Jones is a song by the American girl group, the Supremes, not Bananaramas we're going to hear today. But I love this 80s iconic version, so that's what we're playing. From their 23rd studio album, no less, from the Supremes, Touch, was released in 71 as the album's lead single, produced by Frank Wilson at the time and written by Kathy Wakefield and Leonard Caston. Nathan Jones was one of 8 top 40 entries for the Supremes, recorded after its original frontwoman, Diana Ross, left the group for a solo career. Well, the Supremes never faltered. They had Diana Ross to a point, but then they carried on and they just smashed it time and time again. But if we go into Bananarama, they are a group, an all-female group, formed in London shortly after in 1980 by Sarah Dallin, Siobhan Fahy, and Karen Woodward. Karen Woodward went on to, if you remember George Michael in Wham, she went on to the other guy in Wham, who name eludes me at the moment, and became his partner for many, many years. So, and I believe that Siobhan Fahy went on to the Eurythmics, Annie Lennox, and Dave Stewart, and was Dave Stewart's partner. So there's a lot of interactions in the music industry in the 80s, and these three, known for their string of singles, Cruel Summer, Venus, and for holding the Guinness World Record for the most charted entries by an all-female group ever. Doesn't matter what group's out there, you have to beat Bananarama. The original trio's success continued with Jackie O'Sullivan replacing Fahy in 1988, which you'll see in this video. She's in this video, and that's why I'm paying homage to her as well. And since 1992, Dallin and Woodward have continued as a duo. Now it's very interesting. I recently watched a video on both Sarah and both Karen, and they were sitting, and Karen was speaking about all the songs on an album celebrating 40 years. They couldn't do everything, but they did as much as they wanted. But they felt compelled then to, even as a duo, go up and sing some of the songs to the long-standing fans that have made them whom they are. They're extraordinarily wealthy women. Trust me, they've made multi-millions out of the loyalty of their fans who absolutely adore them. To reciprocate that by giving them a concert was fantastic. But one concert sold out so quickly, fans demanded more. They gave a second. That sold out. They gave a third. And before they knew it, they had got a mini tour on their hands. And that's the thing about every single country in the world. Even in the Eurovision this year, Ukraine's entry, she's known as Mama, and she was in her 50s, and she tried to perform for Ukraine and win it for them, and alas, she didn't. But in her own country, she is so revered and so loved and so put up there as a goddess of the music industry, just like these three women. They're incredible. You're going to hear why. It's my favorite song. It has a little dance. I do want to join in. I find it very tough to sit here in a lethargic state and in a monotone voice say, "This is Bananarama." I'm sorry. I lived the 80s to the top, to the bottom. I had crashes, I had ups and I had downs. It was a phenomenal era to live in. And I'm so privileged I did. Thank you for the memories, Bananarama. It is a Supreme song. Do check out the Supremes version on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. And their famous lead singer went on, Diana Ross, to do many, many other songs, but it didn't stop them because the Supremes proved with Nathan Jones as well that they were still in the music industry and there to stay, and they did for a very long time. So congratulations to them. But again, it's been done many times, and this is the version of versions since the Supremes that will never be beaten in my viewpoint because the 80s was so iconic. People don't know the meaning of Nathan Jones, and it is a song, even though it's very poppy and all of that, there is a deep meaning for it. And it's a song that revolves around the pain and absence of unrequited love, apparently. And it recounts the departure of a lover named Nathan Jones, who left without much explanation or communication. Tut, 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 Nathan, causing emotional distress and longing for his return. And though the lyrics just convey that sense of abandonment and betrayal, we'll be back to finish the video with the rest of a little bit of a bio on the song. But first, we take a breather, we relive the 80s, we go back to a golden era. Bananarama, you're amazing. Your tour is amazing. Your collective hits on the 40th anniversary, which is 40 years of celebrating all their music. Please, please check it out. Go to your playlist, go to your Spotify, check out. You won't be disappointed. Nor will you when I shut up and let you listen to my favorite song from them. Very underrated, but still extraordinarily popular. Take it away. My favorite group of girl group, Bananarama.
You
So there it is, Nathan Jones and a bit of background, but not before we finish off. In the verse, and you listen to the verse, it's repetitive, but the verses, the imageries, packing bags, walking down the hall, it all symbolizes what I said before. It's about departing of ways. Happens to a lot of us, and hinting at a sudden and unexpected breakup. The mention of different seasons that it mentions in the lyrics, that's all about for me. Any contact from Nathan Jones highlights the enduring nature of the singer's pain. All seasons, they don't forget about this person. All seasons, they're thinking. All seasons, did I do the right thing? All of that. It goes through a lot of people's heads when breakups happen. And that closure in a relationship is very difficult to face for a lot of people. And even when it happens, it's difficult to let go. I've been there. We all have. We don't let go because, that missing the person becomes anger for a lot of us. And it's getting away from the anger. And we just keep going on this train journey that crashes in the end unless you step back and say, do you know what? That person wasn't worth it. That takes a lot of courage and a lot of thinking. So the metaphor of a key that doesn't fit, and that's why I joined in a little bit to emphasize the key bit. For me, it's about the heart of Nathan Jones, key to the heart. Doesn't fit anymore. It's about disconnection. It's about letting go. It's about the emotional distance that's happened over the seasons since the breakup. And it's about what's grown between them now is a healing, where it's time to just move on. And sometimes that healing doesn't happen for a lot of people, but you do have the memories. I always say, regardless of what happens in a relationship, when you break up, if you're still holding on, it means because you're still in love with that person, then you can cope with it, because if you are in that psyche, you can move on and just remember the good times. And no matter what's happened around you, if that's what keeps you going for a while, keep remembering those good times until they fade. That's my advice. Overall, it's about heartbreak, longing, and acceptance of Jones's absence. And it paints a picture of that unrequited love that we talked about and the struggle to come to terms with a breakup, as dramatic as it was. It's centered around a pop theme. Why? Because at the end of the day, Stock Aitken and Waterman, who is Kylie Minogue's former producers of her records, that started her career, Rick Ashley, all of them in the 80s, and Sonia, all of them, a whole catalogue of people, they put a pop tune, I think, and I realized this, to say of celebration. He's gone. I'm getting over it, healing. And what better way than to put a pop tune to where the Supremes version was more serious, and this is very poppy, to emphasize the point that when you get to the point of letting go, celebrate, everybody. Celebrate your freedom. Get going with it. There's also a sense of resilience and self-preservation in it by the poppy theme, by them just enjoying themselves and doing that little jig and dance, which I still remember. And then the singer and the singers of Bananarama are really singing about moving forward and letting go of the past. I hope you do if you're in that situation. It's difficult, I know, but do, because when you let go of the past, you grow again. Another door opens. Karma comes around and brings you the happiness you're looking for. I know what I'm talking about. I'm now in 16 years in a very happy relationship after opening another door and letting go of the past and bringing in what I needed. What I needed was the person that I have in my life. Trust me. And I wish it for you. Bye.